Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to my class, everyone. And today I would like to have a present to you about the introduction of veterinary parasitology. And I'm Reza Yesica, the FVM MSc. Today I would like to share a little bit about the foundation or introduction of this topic. And I am from a Laboratory of Veterinary Parasitology, Faculty of Veterinary Medicine, Universitas Brawijaya, Indonesia. And yeah, this is our team, which will teach you in our veterinary parasitology. The first one is me, and the second one is Dr. Shelly Kusumarini, and the third one is Dr. Harry Irawan. And what about the parasitology itself? So, parasites is come from Greek language or words. They are parasitos means close and siteste means eating. If we collect the meaning of them, it means the individual who participates in meals and can cause diseases and change in the body. They are changed in the human body or also in animal body. There are two kinds of parasites. The first one is ectoparasite, which suck blood or lymph at the surface of stronger animals, called hosts. And the endoparasite, they will develop strategies to enter the skins to the body cavity of the larger animals or humans. And for the endoparasites, they will have so many predilection, including in blood, saliva, lymph fluid, urine, and also in all of organs from the larger animals, such as from cattle. And parasitology is a branch of biology that study organisms whose life depend on other living organisms, including protozoan, helminth, arthropods, and parasitic insect, zoonosis, and anthroponosis. First is protozoology, the study of protozoan, for example, Haemoproteus columbae, that infected in the blood of mm, dove. And also helminthology is study about helminth or worms, for example, Trachris vulpes, and also entomology study about insect as a parasites. For example, is Culex species. And this is the examples of Haemoproteus in the FVM red blood cells. And then this is Trachris or whipworm. And this one is female Culex species, for example. And for octoparasites, they divide it into three types. The first one is stationary, temporary, the second one, and the third one is intermediate. In a stationary, for example, is mice and lice, where they are only located in a specific predilection. And temporary, for example, is mosquitoes, and intermediate, they are sometimes found in house pests and uh, sometimes they are found in the environment. For external parasitism, we call it infestations. And for endoparasite, uh, they through a long evolutionary from the ectoparasites, they adapt to host immune systems and digestive fluids so they can survive in our body or in animals' body. For internal parasitism, we call it infections. For example, blood, protozoan, and also worm infections. And we will also meet vectors and intermediate hosts. For vectors, its definition is some ectoparasites transmit a chance or disease to humans or animals. So they can transmit diseases to humans or animals. And intermediate hosts is, for example, I read some books there, Dicrocolium dendriticum. They can infect in ruminantia as the final host, but they have snails and ants as a first and second intermediate host. They can infect and they bring infective stages of the Dicrocolium dendriticum. And the adaptation of ectoparasite and endoparasites in body, there are so many kinds. The first one is they can build effective mechanism to enter the house. Also, some parasites can anchor inside the house, for example, by this shocker, and then they will fit sufficient food inside the house, so the house will have malnutrition. And also, they survive from attacks of the host defense systems, and they really love their children. They really love their progeny, so they will protect their progeny inside their host space, and also they will place their progeny inside the host body, and they will easy exit to reach other hosts, and they will continue the life cycles. And parasites also have abilities inside the host body. First, they will have invasions. It's like a ability to move effectively in the host body. For example, worm, they will move inside intestinal tract. And food uptake, parasites will develop sophisticated structures to take nutrition from hosts. For example, they have hook to eat, hook or trunk or sucker to help them to eat. And also, they also have protection from host reaction. It's called immune evasion. For examples, there are a trypanosoma evans that has surface coats. It's with antigenic properties. They have a lot of thousands of genes capable of producing a surface coat with the non-predictable sequence. And also molecular mimicry. This phenomenon is found in fasciola hepatica especially. This phenomenon, when the parasite covers itself with substance derived from the host body to avoid detection of immune system in host body. For example, fasciola hepatica. They will cover host with antibody, so thus avoiding detection by the T lymphocyte system, so they will survive inside the liver. And also pathogenicity of parasites. Parasites not kill by directly kill the animals. However, they are like a slow but sure. First, they will have destruction the cell or organs, and then they will have a stimulation of malignant tumor, and also they will have a withdrawing the essential compounds of common blood, and also it will produce some intoxications by extracting metabolical active substance like ticks. They can have intoxication to the hospes, and as well as the transmission of the agents of the disease. For example, viruses, bacteria, protozoan, and also helminth worm. And this is the picture of hookworms that can zoonotical to the humans due to the larva migrants from the helminth of ankylostoma that spread in the soil. So it's called soil transmitted helminth. And this is the very for like an example of a kind of helminth and protozoan to belongs to endoparasite. We'll study about trematode, gestode, nematode, and acanthocephala. And also for protozoan, we also divide it into three types. First is a blood parasite. Second one is gastrointestinal parasites. And the third one is tissue protozoan parasites. And this is the several example of ectoparasites. I called it stationary. For example, it's mites and lice. This is lice, and this is mites like octodetes or ear mites, and also demotic mites. And this is for temporary, for example, like a mosquito or flies. This is mosquitoes, and this is for flies. And also intermediate group, we have tick and fleas. This one. A lot of kind of species of parasites. So this is quite challenging to study about them. But I hope all of you understand about my explanations. And also, how about the parasitism conditions? There are three types of parasitism condition. The first one is parasitism itself. It means relationship between two organisms from different species. Individual uh, act like a parasites and they live or they will depend on the other individual or the host and it causes diseases. And how about parasitiasis? Parasitiasis is called condition where a parasite is present in the host body. However, the host doesn't show clinical symptoms. For examples, a cow that appear healthy, but when we take the sample of the feces and we do the examination in laboratory, they have positive infection of Trichostrongylus or roundworms. So yeah, it's called parasitiasis and also parasitosis. It's a condition where the parasite is present in the host body and show clinical symptoms and is posing a danger to the host. And this is several picture of examples, parasitism, parasitosis, and parasitosis. And parasite and their host, there are two kinds of parasites, depend on their host. The first one is monocygnus or homocygnus. Monocygnus is a parasite that infect only one type of the host, for example, a myriatinella. They only infect in the poultry, especially in chicken. And also Erysichnos heterocygnus or heterocygnus is a parasite that can infect various type of hosts. For example, is Toxoplasma gondii that can infect more than 300 species of warm-blooded vertebrate in the world. So it's quite dangerous. And I know all of you know about Toxoplasma gondii. They can make congenital diseases like these pictures. And the type of parasite, we have a lot of kind. The first one is erratic parasite or aberrant parasite. That parasite live in the organ or tissue is not normally supposed to inhabit. Uh, the simple one is not its usual predilections. I will mention the example after this slide. And how about the incidental parasites? It means parasites that live in unusual hosts. And the third one is facultative parasites. It's actually it's non-parasitic, but it become parasitic in a certain host. For example, we have strongyloides, pelodera. They are free-living soil nematode or roundworm. They can infect the skin of the dog and cause the skin disease in the dog. And the type of parasite to continue is about obligatory, is not capable leading or real living existence. 100% require another host for survive. For example, Delphilaria emitis or the cannon heartworms. They always live in the host. And periodic parasites is also same with the temporal parasites. They become a parasite in certain times. For example, mosquitoes. They will fit your body or animal's body when they need the energy for eclaying. And the last one is pseudoparasite. That's not parasite, that's only object resemble its parasites, but they are not parasites. Only like parasites, but they are not. It's, for example, it's pollen. They look like a worm egg, but they are not. And this is the example of facultative parasites, Pelodera strongyloides. And disease, they can make the skin diseases in dog. And also this is the example of aberrant or erratic parasites. Cuttleable species. Um, Commonly they find in the skin, but some case some cases they find in the brain. And also B is Staphylococcus mitis infection in humans. Actually, its primary host should be dogs or cats. And C is pseudoparasites. It's a pollen. They like worm egg in the examination of the laboratory. However, they are actually only plant component. They are not worm egg. In how about the hospes? We have a definitive hospes or final hospes where the parasite reach maturity and engage in sexual activity. For example, sheep is definitive host of Haemonchus contortus. And also intermediate host is host where the parasite develop into larva, undergoes sexual reproductions. For example, mosquitoes and blood-feeding flies. They are the intermediate host of some protozoan, blood protozoan actually. And they are also paratenic host or transport host. It's a special type of intermediate host where the parasite doesn't develop, they are not develops, they are only in resting base. For example, mice as a paratenic host of Toxoplasma gondii. And also Eranos Blunderhouse. They are a host also infected with parasite. However, the parasite cannot develop. For example, larva of Toxocaracanis cannot develop and they will die in human body. And the last is reservoir host. It's a vertebra host that carry a disease and serve as a source of infection to humans and animals. However, they do not show clinical symptoms. For example, Ratostratus or rats, wild rats, is a reservoir for Trypanosoma livesi with a vector Xenopsilas in environment. And this is the sample of intermediate host for Dilophilaria immitis is a mosquito because we can find the larva of Dilophilaria inside their Malpighian tubulus. And the parasite transmissions in the environment is really a lot of kind or port the entry. Beside the first or common transmission is belongs to fecal oral. They also can transmit by inhalation, like intravenous vermicularis, and transplacenta infection, like a Toxoplasma gondii, Transmammarii infection, like a Strongyloides and Toxocaracanis, sexual contact, like Trichomonas vaginalis, also transmission through the blood transfusions or tissue transplantations, such as Plasmodium, that can make malaria disease in human or animal. And this is the some of zoonotic diseases transmitted in humans. So they can be vector-borne disease, air or water disease, bone disease, direct contact to animals, and also foodborne from animals or environments to humans. And this is the type of zoonotic parasites. The first one is anthropozoonosis. Anthropozoonosis is mean diseases that are transmitted from animals to humans. For example, tick-borne encephalitis, they come from a tick, so the tick transmit the disease, the virus. Babesiosis from the tick to humans, and they will bring infection of Babesia, Ehrlichiosis, Chagas disease, and trichinosis. And also zooanthroponosis is reverse. So the diseases are transmitted from humans to animals. For example, Entamoeba giardia, from humans to cats or dogs, tuberculosis from humans to cattle or schistosoma, Mansonite from humans to baboons. And the third one is amphicyanosis. It's a disease of wood holes. They can infect in both animals, from humans to animal or animals to humans. For example, is Schistosoma japonicum. And also anthroponosis is called a disease of limited occurrence in humans. It's very limited. They are primarily found in humans but originate from smaller or lower animals, such as malaria disease or caused by Plasmodium species. And this is what will you learn in veterinary parasitology. You will learn the taxonomy of a lot of kind of species of parasitology, morphology, transmission, host, vector, life cycles, identification of helminth, ectoparasites, also protozoan from animals, especially, or zoonotic parasites. Okay, this is for the reference that you can read in the internet, and you can download it in the Library Genesis or factbooks.er. And I would like to say thank you very much for your attention. Meet in the next occasion, and good luck. Have a nice day.